Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from a 225 to 315 pound bench in a year. Before I get into that topic, if you guys need coaching, I'd love to work with you. Coaching is what I do for a living. Check out the link down below. All right, so I have a Team Massive Discord server. If you guys want to come over and join us on the Discord server, the link is down below. Someone was talking about maximizing the bench press, going from 225 to 315 in a year. And I was saying it's very, very difficult to do. And I discussed the possibility of putting together a video with some thoughts on how I would try to accomplish that. So this isn't a comprehensive video. It's as many tips as I could come up with on a Sunday morning under caffeinated, but here we go. Here are some tips on how to get your bench press up to 315 in a year. Number one, you need a focused lean bulk. I would make sure you're in the position to bulk at least 10 months out of the year with the goal of gaining about 20 to 25 pounds on the scale during this bulking period. This will put you in the position to maximize the likelihood. If you want to make a run at this type of a lean bulk, I would probably consider making a little bit of a mini cut first so you don't end up sloppy or regretting the long-term process. But you do want to bulk as much as you can during the year. A focused lean bulk is not easy. It sounds easy on paper, but it requires a lot of discipline, a lot of planning, and a lot of analysis to make sure you're not gaining weight too rapidly. Without a calorie surplus like this, without a focused calorie surplus, the chance that your bench press is going to increase from 225 to 315 in a year is extremely, extremely unlikely. All right, number two, consider benching twice a week. You can either have an extra bench day or add an extra bench press exercise on something like an upper body day or a shoulder training day. For those of you that do 2 upper body workouts per week, this would work really well. And understand that this excludes something like the dumbbell bench press and certainly any other chest exercises. Number 3, you want to work in some bench press variations. You don't have to go crazy, but it makes sense to work in some different bench press variations. We're not going to frequently swap them out, but you want to do at least 2 bench press variations during each phase of training, and a phase of training can last about 3 to 5 months. So you want to do at least 2 bench press variations. They can be things like the pause bench or the Larson bench or the pin press or the floor press or the incline bench or any other bench press variation you enjoy. But try to run each variation or pair of variations in phases of at least 3 months. All right, number 4, vary your rep range approach. Again, we want to do this in phases or blocks of 3 to 4 months. Consider pairing lower rep work, like sets of 2 to 6 reps, with the secondary day where you're doing more training volume on the bench. In general, most trainees don't get enough training volume to begin with on the bench press, so pairing it with a secondary day like 3 sets of 4 reps or 5 sets of 3 reps or something that's a little bit lower is very, very reasonable, and it's going to be a solid bench press approach. All right, number 5, and you might not have heard of this before, but you want to finish the year or consider finishing the year with an overreaching phase. What is overreaching? It means you're doing a lot more volume than you were used to. And this is generally a little bit more than just a simple specialization program. Overreaching phases can be tricky as they can encourage overuse injuries such as minor strains and pains because you're doing a lot more volume or doing a lot more intensity. So listen to your body and deload as needed. An overreaching phase is a short, intense period where training volume or intensity or frequency is pushed beyond normal levels to create a heightened training stimulus. This might include benching 3 to 4 times a week or performing more weekly sets and reps or working with heavier loads than you're used to or combining any of these. You could have a volume day and a heavy day and be training the bench 3 to 4 times a week. The goal is to accumulate fatigue and overload the muscles and central nervous system temporarily, but we have to do so without getting injured. Afterward, you do a slight deload or tapering, and this phase allows you to recover and get some super compensation, hopefully leading to improved bench press strength and performance. All right, number 6, add in a solid amount of triceps work. Beat the living snot out of your triceps. Don't hesitate to consistently use close grip benches and things like the JM press or skull crushers or skull destroyers. Cable tricep press downs, one of my favorite exercises, and things like the cable tricep push down. These exercises are merely examples. During the coming year, though, strongly consider increasing your triceps training volume. Number 7, and this might sound odd to some of you, but consider pulling back slightly on your posterior lifts. Now, I'm not telling you to set aside deadlifts and squats, but consider minimizing your volume of each over the course of a week to about 2 sets so you can spend more time and energy and resources on the big bench press work. You still want to focus on progressive overload on training your legs and back. Just consider dropping your overall volume, maybe 25% on the posterior lifts or on your legs and back to make room for the extra bench press focus. And finally, number 8, please don't neglect heavy rows or heavy shoulders. I'm not talking low rep stuff, but we really have to get into the trenches and attack our rows and our vertical presses. You want to build a big and strong upper body. The stronger your overall upper body is, the more likelihood you're going to have a big bench. So don't just do chest work and don't just do bench work. Get your rows strong and your vertical presses strong. I recommend for your vertical presses a weekly dumbbell and barbell overhead variation, preferably seated for the stability and focus. I also recommend a weekly pendlay row, one-arm dumbbell row, seated cable row, and a lat pull down or pull up. Let's get the entire upper body strong. Now, this isn't a comprehensive list, as I mentioned, but it is certainly a good head start. And if you guys need help, you can hit me up on Instagram at Ben the Barman or email me, benthebarman@gmail.com. One final note. Going from 225 to 315 over the course of a year is going to be nearly impossible. It's very unlikely to happen. I'm not trying to be discouraging. It would be an amazing feat, and I hope each of you are able to do that. But understand, the reason why I put together this video was to help you guys maximize the likelihood of that occurring. So take these tips seriously. Let me know if you guys have any advice you would add to this list of information. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.